This is how a car should sound. Listen to this.
I didn't really push it either. I was just having a bit of fun.
Oh, really? Wheel speed?
Outside. Cool. So there you have it, guys. The Ferrari Rover. My birthday present. Here we go. We're going to meet the crew and hopefully get the thing.
Nice, a real one.
I think it makes a good word.
Let's go,
Nice to
mate.
start.
Nice to see you.
Show us your big chopper, your helicopter. So here we are, the Morgan Roadster, where we're here for the Swiss Watch Show. And guys, guess what? It's another morning here out in sunny France. Guess where we are? If that wasn't much of a giveaway, it says Beaulieu, and Beaulieu is the National Motor Museum here in the UK in a glorious county of Hampshire. And we've come down here today to meet someone very, very interesting who I met a few weeks ago and has agreed to do an interview with us. His name is Don Wales, that's all I'm going to tell you, not Don Juan, he's someone else, it's Don Wales, and we're going to go and meet him at the museum and take a look at some of his family cars. The National Motor Museum, originally known as the Montague Motor Museum, was founded in 1952 by Edward Douglas Scott Montague, who was the third Baron Montague of Beaulieu. It was his idea to build a motor museum as a tribute to his father John, the second Baron Montague, who was one of the very early pioneers of motoring in the United Kingdom. He was also the very first person to drive a motor car into the yard of the Houses of Parliament and is credited with introducing King Edward VII, the then Prince of Wales, to motoring during the 1890s. Initially, the museum only had 5 cars and a very small collection of automobilia, displayed in the front hall of Lord Montague's ancestral home, Palace House. However, such was the popularity, the collection soon outgrew its home and had to be transferred to some wooden sheds in the grounds of the house. The reputation and popularity of the Beaulieu collection continued to grow, and in 1959 the museum's attendance figures reached a record 296,909 people in 1 year. 5 years later, in 1964, annual attendance levels had exceeded the 500,000 mark, and a decision was taken to create a purpose-built museum building in the grounds of the Beaulieu estate. In a ceremony performed by the Duke of Kent, the new purpose-built museum building in the parkland surrounding the Palace House, which now housed over 300 exhibits, was opened on the 4th of July 1972, and the name was changed to the National Motor Museum. This reflected a change of status from a private collection to a charitable trust. Montague stated at the time it was always his aim to provide Britain with a national motor museum, worthy of the great achievements of its motor industry. Ironically, the opening of the museum coincided with the UK launch of the Jaguar XJ12, which made it a highly appropriate week for celebrating the UK motor industry. The museum is now run by the National Motor Museum Trust, a registered charity. One of the most unusual features of the new museum building was the monorail, which passes right through the centre of the main building. This was inspired by the light railway that runs through the US Pavilion at the Montreal World's Fair Expo in 1967. Vehicles in the museum collection range from the earliest motor carriages to classic family saloons, motor sports cars, motorcycles and world land speed record breakers. There's a streets ahead gallery which displays cars, motorcycles and shop fronts from the 1950s to the 1970s. Grand Prix Greats celebrates the history of Formula One, whilst road race and rally focuses on sports cars from rally and hill climbing. A realistic recreation of a rustic 1930s garage contains artefacts, fixtures, fittings, tools and other memorabilia from the era. There's a purpose-built collection of on-screen cars which has a really good display of TV and film cars, including Rodney and Delboy's Reliant Regal as featured in the BBC sitcom Only Fools and Horses. There's Mr Bean's lime green Mini plus Smithy's Volvo Estate from Gavin and Stacey and a Jaguar XKR convertible complete with machine gun from the No Time to Die James Bond exhibition. I'm heading first to the Icons of Speed exhibition, a multimedia display that tells the story of British land speed record attempts and contains iconic vehicles such as the Bluebird CN7 driven by Malcolm Campbell, as well as the Golden Arrow, the Sunbeam 350 horsepower and the Sunbeam 1000 horsepower car, all of which were world record holders. Beaulieu really has it all. Additional attractions include the museum's monorail, a veteran bus ride, a large playground, a restaurant plus the Palace House and Gardens, Beaulieu Abbey and the Secret Army exhibition, all of which are included in a one price one admission ticket. Whether you're a petrol head or not, Beaulieu really has something for everyone and it's a fantastic day out for the whole family, whatever the weather. Right, so somewhere down here I'm going to find Mr Don Wales, there he is, in front of a car. What sort of a car has he got there?
Andy, good morning. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Through here.
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you. What are you looking at here?
Well, I'm looking at the Sunbeam 1000 horsepower car that was driven by Sir Henry Seagrave.
Oh right, so nothing to do with your family then?
No. Seagrave was a challenger to my grandfather's records back in the 20s.
Okay. Yeah.
So a bit of a rival. But
obviously grandfather driving Bluebird. And
yes, Sir Malcolm Campbell, yes.
This had a name?
This was nicknamed the Slug.
I bet your grandfather called it the Slug.
He probably did, but it certainly moved faster than a slug. I mean, this was the first car to do 200 miles an hour.
So I hate to say this, but obviously that beat your grandfather to the 200 mile an hour
It
record.
did, I'm afraid, yes. They were both very keen to get to 200 first.
Yeah.
And Seagrave, beat my grandfather.
But then that spurred your granddad on to
go even faster. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame that Seagrave was later killed attempting the water speed record.
Oh, really?
Because the two of them really were pushing the boundaries of speed, both on land and water.
And we need to sort of point out when this was.
Yes, well, I was a long time ago. This was in the mid-1920s.
Yeah.
And the National Motor Museum here at Beaulieu are attempting to rebuild this car so that they can celebrate that centenary next year on Daytona Beach.
Yeah, incredible. So, I mean, the rebuild on this, and it looks like there's something missing at the front there.
Yes, so you've got two engines, one at the front and one at the back. And the one at the front is being restored at the moment by the team here, it's a magnificent machine and a hell of an undertaking.
Yeah, imagine working on it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
just pulling bits apart from all those. Yeah, I mean, this is all the original parts. So
mostly, absolutely.
Something just after the end of the First World War, and they're working on it as if it's a car from modern day.
Yeah, no,
Crazy.
it's a
anyway,
huge undertaking.
We didn't come here to talk about competitors, friends.
Yes,
or
they were friends. I mean, at home I've got a visitor's book signed by Henry Seagrave.
So he
used to visit my grandfather quite regularly, it seems. So whilst they were challengers, rivals in the loose sense of the word, they were friends, and they raced at Brooklands as well.
Oh, they actually raced against each other?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it was a long battles, I think, over a number of years.
That's great. I mean, one of the main things we're here to talk about today is obviously your family history with speed.
Yes.
And your own personal love of speed.
A tiny bit, yeah.
Which we'll go into towards the end of the interview. But the next thing, obviously, I would love to go and have a look at your grandfather's car, or cars, should we say, and then you can show us a bit around that. Is that all right if we go and do
it'd be my pleasure.
All right. Guys, we'll cut to the next bit. Right, shall we take a look at some of your family history?
Yes, please.
Look at this. This is incredible.
It's a magnificent display, isn't it?
This is all the family cars.
Well, two are, yes, and two are. This is the first one, which is.
Sorry, I'm going backwards, guys. You can't see the back of my nut. That's for sure.
So this is the first car that my grandfather broke his land speed record in in 1924. And it's the Sunbeam 350 horsepower car.
350 horsepower.
350.
It's motorbikes with more horsepower.
Well,
nowadays.
yes, yeah. It's a V12 engine,
wow.
and it did 146 on Pendine Sands as his first record in 1924.
And that broke the world record.
It did, yes.
Yeah. And this is on a beach.
On a beach in South Wales, yeah.
Why did he pick Pendine Sands?
Well, because at the time there was nowhere else in the world that you could do a record on.
Yeah.
They always picked a beach. There was a venue at Southport,
Right.
there was a venue at in Denmark, and then there was Daytona Beach in America.
Yeah,
But
Daytona Beach, yeah.
the costs to get there in those days was prohibitive.
Yeah.
And grandfather wanted to keep it in England where he could.
Yeah.
So here we are going to Wales.
And I've actually been to Pendine on a holiday, believe it or not to race cars or anything like that.
Yeah,
and that beach is massive. When the tide goes out.
Yeah, it's 7 miles. Well, it used to be 7 miles long. A firm.
One thing I noticed, I've got to mention this because you'll know what I'm talking about, because you've driven this car, haven't you?
I have, yes, on Pendine.
Sands.
Yeah.
There are big rocks.
There's all sorts of bits you have to avoid, and it's not a straight line. People think Pendine is absolutely dead straight. It's not, because it goes round a headland. So you have to pick the course as the tide goes out. And you've got sort of 2 dog legs to line up to get into the measured mile.
Right,
And then go around the headland as well.
And at this point, you're doing 150 miles an hour back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah, grandfather was doing 146, 150, and then 170 miles an hour in another car.
We'll talk about that one in a minute.
Yeah.
But this one, look, I mean, just going back here, the length of that bonnet.
Yeah.
And then
It was all engine. It's all engine, isn't it? It's just huge.
But the weight at the front here must have obviously kept the car down.
Well, aerodynamics in those days was very fundamental, wasn't it?
Basic.
Yeah. And very narrow tyres as well.
I mean, it just looks like a chitty chitty bang bang car to me.
Well, funnily enough, yes. I mean, that's how Chitty Chitty Bang Bang started, was another car that was called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Very similar style.
Yeah.
But I'm looking in here, the wheel size, the seat. I mean, this, you know.
Well, if you look, there is no seatbelt.
No.
No seatbelt, and grandfather only wore a leather flying hat and goggles, and no lap belt, no seatbelt, and the only thing keeping him in the car was his backside wedged in the seat, foot on the accelerator, and 2 hands on the steering wheel.
That's incredible.
Keeping him in there, so you've got that sort of rigid position.
Is that a speedo in there?
I don't think there is a speedo. It's just revs.
Who needs a speedo
It's
when
just
you're
revs.
breaking
Yeah.
a world record?
Yeah.
And the size of these wheels, what size are these? They're
Oh,
like lorry tyres.
Yeah, and spokes as well.
Yeah, spoked wheels.
And when I drove this car 10 years ago, when we celebrated the 90th anniversary of the 150 miles an hour record, because he did the 146, then a year later he did 150, so he was the first to do 150 miles an hour in this car.
Yeah.
And on Pendine, to celebrate that, I wasn't allowed to go faster than 50.
What did it feel like?
It was amazing and scary at the same time, in that how my grandfather did 150 in it is beyond me.
Yeah.
Because it wants to go, even at 50, it's a third of its speed, wants to go.
And you can feel that power.
Oh yes, it's an awesome machine.
And the noise?
It's a fair amount of noise. You've got flames coming out of the exhaust, you've got smoke coming out of the exhaust, you've got salt and sea water coming into you, and sand being splattered into you.
Wow.
And
what an experience, and to know that it was your grandfather
absolutely
was doing exactly the same
I
as
know
you.
that the hairs went up on the back of the
Yeah,
neck.
I can imagine. How lovely.
Oh, it was I'm so blessed to be part of this family.
Yeah. It's really sweet to say that. I think it's lovely.
No, my grandfather was obviously a huge character, very brave man, and
I see where you
incredibly
get it from.
well, incredibly. He was incredibly famous in the 20s and 30s.
Yes.
I
I mean, throughout my entire life, I've always been interested in fast cars and speed records and things, and your family's name has always come up. No matter where you go, you can't acknowledge
if anyone mentions record breaking,
Yeah.
the first thing they say is Bluebird
and British.
and Campbell.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So what we got here, Don? This is pretty awesome.
It's an amazing car. Well, my uncle tried to turn it into an aeroplane back in 1960, where the original first build of this car on Bonneville, he had a massive crash at 360 miles an hour.
In this car?
In this car. And
doesn't look like it, does it?
No, they had to rebuild it and add some modifications.
Right.
And the main modification is that huge tail fin behind you.
Yeah.
So that was then built to add straight line stability to it.
Yeah, stop it wobbling.
Yeah, so because
yeah.
yeah.
That's incredible. And you've got these look like afterburners coming out.
Yeah, well, these are obviously the two exhausts
Yeah.
for the Proteus jet engine that's in there.
Oh, it's a jet engine.
Yeah, it's a jet engine.
So this is your uncle's car now?
This is Donald Campbell's, yeah, my uncle's
Right,
car.
yeah.
And he achieved 403 miles an hour in this in 1964.
403 miles an hour.
403, yeah. He was officially the first person to break 400 miles an hour.
I can't begin to imagine 400 mile an hour in a car.
No, it's especially in those days, 1964.
I mean, any of us who've been in cars out on a racetrack have experienced speeds in excess of 150 miles an hour at certain points. But if you think about, that's more than double that speed.
Absolutely. I mean, the good thing about it is that you are on a vast open space.
Yeah.
So you've not got anything coming towards you. You've not got trees and things to sort of whiz past you and give a feeling of speed. But it's still an immense speed, 400 miles
And when
an hour.
was this record set? Let's take a walk up the side of it just to show people the length of this car. So when was the record set?
This was in 1964.
Okay.
But he first started to attempt the land speed record in 1960.
Right.
So it took him 4 years, but the car was designed by an engineering firm in Sussex called the Norris Brothers. They had already given Donald the Bluebird boat, and then they built and designed the Bluebird car. And it was called.
It's got the Australian flag on it.
Yes, you always put the country that you're doing your record attempt on one side for the flag, and then the driver on the other side.
Okay.
So this was done in Australia. And at home, I have the battered nose cone from the 1960 crash, and that's got the stars and stripes on it.
Because that was in America.
Because that was in America.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite work that out.
Yeah.
And obviously Uncle followed in the tradition of Bluebird.
Absolutely, but he called it Bluebird, one word. He
So
joined
instead of grandfather's Bluebird, he became Bluebird.
He became Bluebird, yeah. So,
see, yeah.
And this was called Bluebird CN7 because it was designed by Campbell and Norris, and it was their seventh design.
CN7.
CN7.
Oh, makes sense. It's
Yeah.
so easy, isn't it?
And the Bluebird boat was of my uncle's was called K7.
Yes.
And that is a line of previous record boats that all had K for unlimited class of record attempt.
K class.
K class. So there was
That makes
K1,
sense.
K2.
Yes.
Grandfather had K3
Right.
and K4.
Yes.
And then John Cobb had K5, I think. And Donald had K7.
Yeah. And I mean, just quickly talking about, we're going to talk about the boats as well in a minute because I know that's quite a part of your history. But I'm looking in there. That's a fighter cockpit. That's not a car, is it?
It's
Fighter
tiny.
plane cockpit.
It's tiny, and
I've got to point out the size.
and you're right at the
My
front of
hand,
it.
guys, look. My hand is the width of the windscreen.
Yeah.
Right? You know how big your windscreen is on your normal car? It's like that. Right. That's his windscreen at 400 miles an hour. So, I said earlier, you're a bit of a record breaker yourself. I know you've got a current record standing, but this was a record-breaking car.
Absolutely. Well, this is the fastest steam car in the world. Steam, powered by steam.
Hang on a minute. So, there's no engine in this car.
Well, there's 12 boilers.
12 boilers.
And,
oh yeah, I can see the length of it. Yeah.
And there's a turbine wheel at the back.
Okay.
So it
But
was.
do you have? I mean, this sounds very. People watching this are going to start laughing. Do you have to stoke it?
Well, I did ask that question when I got invited to be the test driver initially.
Right, okay.
And I was laughed at, obviously. No, we had propane gas.
Thank you for not laughing.
Propane gas was
Right.
the heat source.
Oh, and that heats the water up, which
That
turns
heat-
to steam.
Yep. So we
Can't
had
get that.
12 boilers had something like 3 kilometres of tubing inside them.
Wow.
Yeah, and we had compressed air to squeeze the bladders, to squeeze the water out of the bladders, and sort of blow some of the steam through the car, and it was travelling at twice the speed of sound within the car. And then it was found its way onto a Curtis wheel turbine at the back.
That's incredible. So, I mean, got to ask the question, why steam?
The owner of the car, Charles Burnett, loves things that are slightly quirky.
That's quirky.
And he had already held a record for a powerboat,
Okay.
offshore powerboat. And he just wanted to see if steam would be an alternative.
And it was.
And
I
it
mean,
was.
It doesn't look anything like a steam car. I was expecting something like a traction engine.
And no, well, I mean, it was, yes, it's very futuristic.
Yeah.
And yeah, it wasn't very environmentally friendly, having said that. We thought it might be initially, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it's suddenly going to swap to steam instead of electric.
And
I can't see
not
that
anymore.
happening.
No.
What sort of speed did you get in this?
Well, we had to beat the longest standing land speed record.
Right.
From 1906.
Right, okay.
The fastest car in the world then was a steam-powered car, Stanley steamer.
Yep.
But then the internal combustion engine took over,
Yep.
and the steam car record sort of got shunted to one side and forgotten. And 100 years later, Charles Burnett is looking at a record to break and realises that 128 miles an hour for a steam car should be easy to beat. Should be, but it turned out that it wasn't. There had been an American team who had done 145
In a steam car?
in a steam car, but they blew up on the return. So they only went one way, because it's still the average of two ways,
yeah.
over the mile. So Charles did 139 miles an hour.
Yep.
And he got out the car, and he literally said to me, he said, "Don, to say thank you for all your hard work, please tomorrow either break my car or break my record."
Yeah, it's quite a famous saying.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So I did 148
In this.
in this. We had a top speed of 162, 63, and the car was designed to do 170, so we nearly got to its maximum.
Was it stable at that speed?
Very stable, yeah. No, the guys who designed it, Jeremy Bliss and the team, built a magnificently stable machine.
Yep.
Yeah, we.
But I noticed one thing. Although you were the driver, it's not blue.
No, it's not. And green, for my uncle, was an unlucky colour.
Right.
So if you're superstitious,
Yep.
then green is not a good colour. Donald, to such an extent, had a technician lent to him from one of his sponsors, and his name was Andy Green. And he had to change his name to Turquoise. So he was Andy Turquoise,
Andy Turquoise.
from that moment onwards, because Donald had nothing to do with green. And here I am driving a green car to my first world record.
Unbelievable. And one other thing, because we're going to move on quickly after this as well. You got another record for something a bit crazy, haven't you?
Well, I started my records on an electric car.
Yeah.
And
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
But then I got invited to be the driver for a ride-on lawnmower.
A lawnmower. And
lawnmower.
how fast did you go on the lawnmower?
We got up to 87 miles an hour, top speed of 94, but again on Pendine Sands.
Never been broken.
No, it has been broken.
Oh, we won't talk about
no,
that. At that time, 87
it was beaten by an American.
You're amazing. Let's go and have a sit down and tell me a few last bits and pieces about your life
Yeah, my
and
pleasure.
what you've got coming up in the future and things like that.
Yep.
Upstairs, you're a record breaker yourself, and I missed one out, didn't I? And I missed an important one.
Well, I mean, it's how I started, was with the electric car, with Bluebird Electric.
Electrics, yeah.
I firmly believed at the time that electric cars would be part of our future. Not necessarily the answer,
No.
but part of it.
That's a very good way of saying it, actually. Not the answer,
Yeah,
part of it.
Part of it.
Yeah.
So the project started in 1996 with Ernest, getting some sponsorship together, but we never had enough money to do it properly. People think that the Campbell family have got millions of pounds tucked away somewhere.
Very true. Yeah, you do get that impression.
But we
yeah.
haven't. If there was any money, Donald spent it on his records. So we had to find the sponsorship to get the British records,
Yeah.
and then hopefully raise enough money to go for the world record. But we never quite got enough money to go for the world record. But I held the UK record for an electric car for 12 years.
What speed was that?
Oh, crikey, I forget now.
100
137, I think, was our average.
Right, I was going to say about
over the
140, 130,
Yeah,
140.
top speed of 145 on one run
Yeah.
was, well, no, sorry, my best average was 143
Right.
on one run, because I wanted to get the electric car faster than my grandfather's speed on Pendine. But the tide had come in and we couldn't do the second
Oh,
run.
hang on a minute. So you were doing the electric car on Pendine Sands again?
Absolutely, yes.
A
yeah,
wet beach.
A wet
with
beach
an
with an electric car.
Mind your head.
Yeah.
It says mind your head.
And
That must have been pretty incredible.
it was. I mean, the top speed of it was about 160, 165 miles an hour again, so similar to the steam car speeds.
Is this a prefabricated car? Or was it?
They're totally made from the ground up. Yeah.
So it's literally built for you to break the record?
Yes, it was a long streamliner, similar to the
Shame they
steam
haven't got
car.
it here today. They've got so many lovely cars
Yes,
here.
no,
Would
it's
have
in the
been good to have
museum.
that.
The first car is in the museum up in the Lake District.
Right, and yet you've got a lot more. I mean, cars nowadays, electric cars. There are a lot more that will do in excess of 100.
Oh, easily now. Yes,
Yeah.
I mean we were sort
was-
of at the beginning of the electric car.
Yeah, the
So we
electric car
were
era, yeah.
fighting all of the doubters.
Yeah.
The electric cars would be part of our future.
You proved a good point there.
Yes, yeah, but it got me started.
So, future. We've not really mentioned much about the water records that were held by your family as well.
No, yes, yeah.
For a few obvious reasons, there was a dreadful crash where your
Yes, Uncle Donald had his
Yeah.
fateful crash in 1967.
Yeah.
And again, I was too little to appreciate quite who he was or what it meant. I remember the news flash
Yeah.
on the telly, and I remember my mum being very upset.
Yeah, of
But
course.
it didn't mean much to me because I was too young.
Yeah.
But now I know,
Yeah.
you know, that he broke 7 water speed records.
Yeah, pretty incredible.
Grandfather broke 4 water speed records.
See, now I didn't know that. I always thought it was your uncle who broke all the water speed records. I didn't know your
Grandfather broke both as well.
incredible.
And Donald is the only person to have broken both land and water in the same year.
And that is to this day, isn't it?
Still now.
Yeah.
Only person to have done
And he
it.
sadly died, and more
Yes.
recently they salvaged some of the boat, didn't they, that he did that?
Yes, I mean, it's been well documented that a diver found the wreck.
Yeah.
Much against Donald's own wishes, because he said skipper and craft stay together.
At the bottom of the
Yeah.
lake.
But we decided as a family that maybe the best thing is, now it's been found, not that it was ever lost,
No.
to get it to the surface and rebuild it.
And will it float again?
Well, the team that found it and rebuilt it did test it on Loch Fad a few years ago, 2018 I think it was, and next year the boat will run on Coniston again, fingers crossed.
Wow, that's made the hairs on my neck go
Yes,
up
I
a little
mean,
bit.
because again, it's well documented that there was quite an acrimonious battle to wrestle the boat from the diver that found it and
Right.
put it in the museum, which is what our family wished. We
Right.
had donated the wreck to the museum and we wanted it rebuilt and put in the museum. And
Not to be raced again.
not to be raced, no, but for demonstration runs.
Yeah.
Now, the
okay.
guys that did the rebuild did a fabulous job of that, there was no doubt.
Yeah.
There were still things to be fixed and get the boat ready for running next year, but it'll
You
be.
going to drive it?
I had mixed feelings about driving it.
I was about to say, yeah.
I
you?
if it wasn't my uncle's boat, then yes, I would
Okay.
love to have done it.
Yeah.
I never saw it in anger as a kid.
Right.
I never saw it at all as a kid. My brother and I were visiting my uncle's house, and he said, "Oh, come and look at the boat."
Yeah.
And he lifted me up to look into a garage which had wooden doors at the bottom and then little glass panes at the top. So he lifted me up on his shoulders to have a look into the garage and see this big blue boat. And there
And
was
that's
just
all your memory is?
yeah, but there was no boat there.
Oh,
There was
no.
only a tarpaulin covering it.
Ah.
And we tried to open the doors, but yeah, so it wasn't there. So I never saw the boat in anger. And the racer side of me, yes, would love to hear it and love to see it.
I bet it.
But out of respect for my uncle, yeah.
Fair enough. It's been an absolute amazing day here at the Beaulieu National Motor Museum with you, Don Wales.
Oh, it's been great.
Unbelievable.
Thank you very much.
I've seen some super old cars. I've been chatting to you about your family history and some of the super old cars from your family. I mean, it's a very British family. Almost.
Very British. Yeah, very, very patriotic, very proud.
And, I'm very proud to talk to you and say, like, you know, I've actually had time to spend and learn. When I met you, you were doing after dinner talk.
Yes, that's...
I've got to say, without making it sound too good, it was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
With the way you did it with the screens and the talk about your family, and it was quite emotional, and we had a lovely dinner. It was at the Bluebird Cafe, wasn't it?
It was. We were celebrating the centenary of Grandfather's 150-mile-an-hour record.
Yes, wonderful night. And yeah, just to mention, guys, while you're watching this, Don actually does that for a living. He's an after-dinner speaker. I couldn't think of a more iconic person to have at your private, dinner party, or if you're doing a corporate thing. Absolutely brilliant. What a piece of British history to have, out for the night, so to speak. And I mean, you wouldn't be able to get the car there because I know that's quite difficult to do.
Who knows?
Well,
we can ask.
It did happen. You can always ask.
We can always
the guys
ask.
here at Beaulieu are absolutely amazing. They've really helped us out today as well. The last bits and pieces, Don, what can I say? You're a man moving forward. You've got boats on the go, you've got cars on the go, you've got all sorts of going on for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I've just got to say thank you so much for spending the time here at Beaulieu National Motor Museum.
It's been my pleasure. It's been great fun. Thank you so much for your time
brilliant
as well.
Stuff. Guys, don't forget, like, subscribe and comment. If you've liked what you've watched, then give us a nice big thumbs up down there. We could do with that. And if you want to subscribe to the Player, because we're not just a YouTube channel, you know what to do. It says it's coming. Hang on, editor will bring it in somewhere now. Head over to www.theplayer.co.uk. Sign up for a free copy of the Player Bookazine. Not the real thing, it's the online version. Equally as good, exactly the same. Been watching me and a fantastic Mr. Don Wales. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next week with hopefully someone no one's going to be as interested.
Of course not.
It's impossible. Don,
Andy,
cheers.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. Fancy a cup of tea?
Oh, yes, please.
Come on.